everyone. It is Kim, and I am joined today by
Dominic!
Dominic! Yay! All right, we are filming a companion video to the Cotton Cuts Live that was aired that talks about Chatgpt and using Chatgpt for pattern design. And so what we have done is we have put a prompt into Chatgpt, and we have asked it to give us the sewing instructions for a picture that we uploaded of a block. Dominic, did you know you could do this in Chatgpt?
No, I didn't even know it could give you images. I thought it was just text.
I know. I learned
It's
this very
shocked.
recently. I know. It's like you, the youngest, should know all this technology, and you were shocked.
But why?
Because the young kids know all the things,
Yeah,
right?
it's almost like they blocked ChatGPT on school Chromebooks. I wonder why they would do that.
So ChatGPT has a feature. You can upload an image, and we've been playing with it here in the shop, and we thought it would be fun to make a video of us making a block following the ChatGPT instructions. And so,
What block are we making?
fantastic question. So we chose this block to make. And so this block,
No, not me.
this blockhead.
That's very hurtful. When you do that, that hurts my feelings.
So this is the block we chose to make. So this is Delaware from our Floral States of America program. And so this was the very first state, part of the reason why we're trying it for our first Chatgpt test.
Number one.
Number uno. And so this block came with our floral states. It came as month one. We pre-cut all those parts and pieces out, and we sent you all the instructions you would need. Floral States program is about to finish. It's awesome. It's amazing.
No,
we love it.
That was fun.
I know. It is so much fun because these blocks are so stinking cute and easy. Okay.
They're so blue.
They're so blue. Yes, because believe it or not, America is red, white, and blue. Okay. So for this block, I took the digital image of this block and I uploaded it into ChatGPT and I gave it a prompt. And I want to kind of talk about the prompt that we entered first. And so we've been playing around with it. And if we say, how do I sew this block? And we upload an image, ChatGPT doesn't know the dimensions. And so our first prompt that we put in said, how would you sew this block to finish 8 inches square? And so really the image, and we sent the finished size, and then it gave us some fantastic text directions. And I was reading through them like, this is kind of good. When we got to the end, ChatGPT asked us if we would like a visual guide or more details on pressing instructions.
So we said yes.
We said yes. Like, why wouldn't you say yes?
We are visual learners.
And so we're going to put the script of what it actually spit out in this video. Somehow Paul will figure out how to get it there. But we're nice people. And what did we say? We said, yes, please. All right. And so then ChatGPT actually gave us cutting instructions in a table format. This is amazing, right?
It's amazing.
And then as we're reading through it, like it reads very logically step-by-step instructions. Now I'm going to give you, I'm going to foreshadow a hint. It's not how we made it when we gave instructions for this project. So I'll be interested to see when we go literally step-by-step and make it.
Are we wrong or is ChatGPT wrong?
Let us see. We'll see when we get to the end. Because to be clear, we're making this up as we go. We haven't actually tested this video ahead of time. So you're going to be learning and watching with us as we go through this pattern. And then we get to the end of what I considered what the pattern is we're going to follow. I love this table concept. I love the instructions. The pressing instructions that were provided. It was awesome. And then ChatGPT asked us, would you like a visual layout for pressing directions? I can provide a diagram, smiley face.
Wow.
And so we said, what did we say? Diagram? Yes, please.
Please.
And this is where ChatGPT got a little lost on us. And so it spit out pressing instructions.
They can't all be winners.
I know. This is where it starts to go off in a ditch a little bit. And so it gave us pressing instructions by themselves. So it basically just went through the previous prompt and gave us like, press in this direction, press in this direction, press in this direction, press in this instruction. It didn't really give us the diagram. And so then I came back at the end and ChatGPT said, with these pressing instructions, your block will lay flat and align perfectly. Those are big words. Would you like a diagram to illustrate these pressing instructions? I've outlined the pressing instructions for your block. Would you like me to create a diagram to visually illustrate the pressing directions? Smiley face emoji. And what did we say?
There's a smiley face?
That's a smiley face emoji right there.
Oh, yeah.
I'm explaining emojis to the 12-year-old. Okay. And what did we say?
Yes, please.
ChatGPT said, I'll create a visual pressing diagram for your quilt block. Stay tuned while I put it together.
Paint,
and so the two of us, oh yes,
emoji, it was a scissors emoji.
It was a paint emoji and a scissors emoji. So ChatGPT is sending us emojis. And we said, this is exciting. Like, I'm looking forward to getting these pressing instructions. Yes, I would love a diagram with arrows on how I press.
So we wait.
And we wait.
And then we wait a bit.
And we wait a little bit more. And then
type in still working?
Still working, question mark. And ChatGPT says, yes, I'm working on the pressing diagram for you. It will take a little time to ensure it's clear and useful. I'll update you as soon as it's ready.
Smiley face emoji.
And then we
get in the hang of this.
And then we
wait.
And we
wait.
And we wait.
Wait some more.
And then what do we say?
Still working? Question mark.
Yes. And so this is like an incredible customer service response because ChatGPT says, yes, I appreciate your patience. I'll update you as soon as the pressing diagram is ready. Thanks for hanging in there.
Exclamation point. Smiley face.
All right. And so then we leave and Dominic and I get the entire set up. Like we get the sewing machine plugged in, we get the iron plugged in, we get the seam ripper out because we're probably going to need a seam ripper. Yes. Got the seam ripper out.
No, that's
and we iron all the fabric we're going to need and we come back and we say, hi, how much longer will be needed? And ChatGPT says, hi, I appreciate your patience. I need a bit more time to create a clear and useful pressing diagram. I'll aim to have it ready soon. Thank you for your understanding.
Smiley face emoji.
So it still hasn't given us this diagram.
Historians say they will never know.
So we found where it tripped up, which is fine because as I'm reading through these instructions, I'm excited to kind of put this to the test and see.
So just so we had a picture.
This, I know it would be better if we had this pressing diagram that we've been promised, but that's okay because I think we'll figure this out. So this is where we are going. This is what happens if you follow the cotton cuts instructions using our pre-cut parts and pieces. So what we are going to do now, so we're going to skip the first part, which is all the text. And so we're going to start here. And Dominic is going to do the reading. I'm going to do the doing. And as I am doing the doing, he is going to be entertaining you by being just awesome.
Wait, where did I start?
Pants, Dominic. Oh my goodness gracious, child. Do you see the materials and cutting instructions?
Oh, yeah, those.
Yeah. And so you're reading it as we go. So start here at the top.
Like this top?
No, that's where it says ChatGPT said.
Here's a step-by-step guide to sewing your Delaware cross quilt block.
So pause there. So when we uploaded the image,
it was very intentional.
When we uploaded the image, ChatGPT identified this as a Delaware cross block. Like we didn't tell it was Delaware. We didn't say anything Delaware, but it analyzed the fabric and it said this was a Delaware cross block. Okay, so here's a step-by-step guide to sewing your
Delaware cross quilt block to finish at 8 inches square, including pressing tips for neat seams.
But no diagram. Okay. All right, so let's cut. So let's
missing glitter.
I'm just missing glitter. Okay, so the first thing I'm cutting is our aqua, it says. Yes. Okay. So what does it say I need for the aqua? Oh, I better get the aqua.
2.5 inch by 2.5 inch.
Okay, so it says...
Is that aqua or is that aqua?
This is light aqua.
Oh, yeah, it is light aqua.
And it says this is for the corner squares, which is true. Light aqua, 2.5 inches by 2.5 inches is my cutting size, and I need 4. Okay, so I am going to go ahead and get started to cut our 2.5 inch squares. Woohoo!
There's much rejoicing.
There's much rejoicing. All right. So Dominic, tell everyone watching as I am cutting, what is your experience using ChatGPT? Give us some background for you.
I haven't really used ChatGPT much.
Why not?
for obvious reasons stated before about it being blocked on school Chrome.
So it is blocked on your school Chromebooks at school. Yes. That's not super great. I mean, it's understandable, right? It's understandable why it's blocked. However, I remember when Chatgpt first came out several years ago, 2 years ago to be exact, you actually had Chatgpt write a story for your cousins, did you not?
Yeah, it was about the dino.
Yes. Yeah. So can you tell everyone the story?
So let's see, in 2023, such a long time ago.
Way back in the day.
Yes. Those were the good old days.
Yes.
Glory years. I made stuffed dinosaurs for my cousins. And of course, we couldn't just leave it at that. So we had ChatGPT write stories about each one.
Yes. And so they created this fantasy tale, and Dominic gave ChatGPT prompts to create characters that would be alive in these dinosaur prompts. And he customized each one for the type of dinosaur that he gave to his cousins. And you included it with their gifts that year.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So I've got my 4 2.5-inch aqua squares. Okay. Dominic, what's the next cutting instruction?
3-inch squares cut once diagonally.
So light background triangles, which is large background triangles, which it says we should use the dark blue fabric. So we're going to use our dark blue fabric. Okay. And
3-inch squares cut once diagonally. So you're going to do like 3-inch triangles?
Okay. So we would not do 3-inch squares cut on the diagonal. We would do a half square triangle here on the shop. And so it says I need to make 4 3-inch squares cut once diagonally, which is going to give me how many triangles, Dominic?
8.
8. Okay. So I'm going to cut.
Because you have 4 squares.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. All right. So Dominic, tell us, did you do anything special for your cousins this year for Christmas?
Yeah, I made them one of the Cotton Cuts' cuddle books. Well, one for each of them. I didn't give them one and told them to share.
That would be fun. Because to be clear, they don't live in the same place, right?
It's passed around at holidays.
Yes.
And bi-weekly meetings between the two parties.
Okay, so you made cuddle books for each one. So tell us, I know that I've shared with people that you made these cuddle books, and Paula posted a video of you actually cutting the books with me. Can you tell me, what did your cousins think of them?
They really liked them as far as I could tell.
Yes, because we gave them to them when we had Christmas with them, and they read them, and then you read them to them, and your dad read them to them.
I don't think I read them to them.
Well, you should have. That's a missed opportunity.
I was busy reading books.
You were busy reading your own books. Okay.
Doing pool.
So what I have here is I have 4 3-inch squares of the dark blue.
And then you cut them.
Yeah, I'm going to check just to make sure they're 3 inches. And it says to cut them once diagonally. These feel like this is probably the step. And the way that the instructions are written, I feel like this step right here is where it's going to fly off the tracks. Because as we all know, when you're cutting half square triangles to do the diamonds that it's going to have us do, things get wonky pretty darn fast. Okay, so I am cutting them on the diagonal, and it's going to give me 8 of these lovelies. Okay, done.
Yay.
All right, Dominic, what is our next direction, kiddo? Of the white.
3-inch squares. Pinwheel triangles.
For the pinwheel triangles,
we are going to use white fabric.
White. All right, I've got my white fabric.
And there are going to be 3-inch squares cut once diagonally, and we are going to need
2 of them.
4 triangles.
So we cut 2 3-inch squares. 2 3-inch squares. Yes. Okay. Fantastic. So Dominic, you know what I'm thinking right now?
What?
I appreciate the Cotton Cuts die cutters. It has been so long since I've actually had to cut fabric. Okay. So I am cutting.
You're out of it. You're out of shape.
I am out of shape. Is this a training? Do you need to train to be able to cut fabric?
Montage.
Sports training montage.
Yes.
Okay. So, Dominic, how many 3-inch squares of white do I need?
2, but then you're going to need 4 triangles.
Yes. Okay. I'm on it. Hold up, kiddo. Hold up. All right.
Ask a question.
Okay. So we've got our 3-inch squares, 2 of them that are white, which when I cut in half, this is fractions. This is like 4th grade fractions for you right here, right? All right, I've got my 4 triangles.
We know maths.
Okay. We know maths. we evidently don't know Englishes. Yes. All right, what's next?
Grammar R is quite bad.
Grammar R. Unless you're Yoda, then you can just make it up. Okay. Yeah. For the pinwheel triangle.
He's an alien, so it doesn't really count.
He is an alien. He does speak his own language. Okay.
He's green.
He's green. He's green. What does it have to do with this language?
Green means he's an alien. That's logic.
To be clear, guys, this is my child that loves green, and I'm the one that hates green. Okay. Mm-hmm. Floral print. So we got our floral print. We've got our Delaware floral print from the Floral States of America line. Yes. Okay. What do I do with this one?
We're going to make more pinwheel triangles.
Yes.
We're going to use the floral print.
Mm-hmm.
It's floral.
Yeah.
We're going to have 3-inch squares cut once diagonally, so half square triangles.
Mm-hmm.
And it is going to yield 4 triangles, which means
2 squares are 4 triangles. Okay, I'm going to cut this. Let's see here. All right, that we can get rid of. Boom, boom, boom. All right, so Dominic, what are you studying now in school? What can you share with everybody?
Rome.
Rome? You're studying Rome?
Mm-hmm.
In which class?
Social studies. So studying like history this year more than
history,
studies.
More world and cultural history.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic. Are you reading any special books in ELA right now?
Yeah.
What book are you reading?
Ender's Game.
So Ender's Game.
It's an old book.
Enunciate. Remember when we were watching how you're watching Anchorman and they were talking about ways to enunciate before you start talking on a show?
Well, I didn't do that.
Okay, I've got my 4 triangles.
Because the arsonist does not have oddly shaped feet.
Okay, so I believe per our Chatgpt instructions, that is all that I have to cut. I don't think we're going to have enough parts, kid. Okay, let's go.
Not with that attitude. Oh.
Yeah. All right, now we get fun. Okay, now we're going to sew. So I am going to sew, and Dominic is going to read and iron. Okay, so what does the instructions say? We're going to do it exactly as the instructions say, and we're going to see where we trip up here.
Are these batiks because they're solid?
So they're solid. So solids.
Well, can you be a lighter white?
Solids do not have a right side or a wrong side. So I guess that's a good educational point. So
I guess some solids might be lighter red on one side than
very, very few pure solids. Now, I mean, you can have a fabric that's printed to read as solid, like a grunge, for example. That's definitely a right side, wrong side. But in this case, solids are indeed universal. So there is no right side, wrong side. So what does the instructions say word for word?
Pair 1 right triangle with 1 floral print triangle.
Okay, so, and it says sew along the diagonal edge using a 1/4 inch seam.
This is the diagonal edge.
Well, so here, I'm going to pair 1, but it doesn't tell me I'm pairing 1 right sides together. I feel like that's a miss,
hypotenuse.
Right?
We got to use the hypotenuse.
Well, I mean, so when we say sew along the diagonal edge, I'm going to, so it's technically the hypotenuse. I mean, common knowledge would say that this is the diagonal edge. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm going to need a liter because these squares are going to get stuffed into the machine. So hold on. I'm going to use one of my scraps to feed it into the machine, just so that way
we must feed the machine.
I must feed the machine. Okay. Now it says to do this and sew along the diagonal edge using a 1/4 inch seam. Mm-hmm. So I am going to use my 1/4 inch pressing foot. I know there's a lot of different ways to get the 1/4 inch seam allowance, and there's much conversation about it. Okay, so I've sewn that seam. I'm going to pull it out of the sewing machine. I'm going to clip my threads. All right, so I've clipped my threads. Now, Chatgpt didn't tell you to clip your threads, so I feel like as we go through this, we're going to apply some common law sewing, right? So, like, take it out of your machine and clip it.
Yeah, so, but it yields a much funnier result if we don't.
Okay, so, right. It never told me to take.
It's all attached to the machine.
So the video ends real quickly if we don't take it out of the sewing machine.
Are you kidding? We can just they're all attached, and then we just attach them.
Okay, all right. So you're gonna have to move the stuff off the ironing mat.
But my hat is very.
So
important.
It says the instructions say, and I like this. This is a plus for these instructions. It says press seams open or to the darker fabric And in parentheses, it says floral fabric. And so it knows that our floral fabric is the darker fabric. So you're going to press
totally mess this up, aren't I?
You are. This is where we fly off the tracks.
I forgot to turn the iron on.
Chat. Here we go, people. We forgot to turn the iron on. Chatgpt
is not the one making the
If you were watching
mistakes.
this video, turn on your iron. I feel like, again, that's part of the common
It just
law
says,
knowledge.
No, it just says press the seam.
What's So he's literally taking his hand and he's just pressing it on the fabric because it says to press the seam. You dork, press with an iron. Common law quilting.
But it's funnier if I do this.
But it's wrong. Press it. We got to keep going.
It's not warm enough. I don't know if it's warm enough.
We are never going to get this done. Okay. So I'm going to go to the next instructions because it says repeat to make 4 HST units. Now, we're going to, again, apply common law quilting knowledge.
Why are there some sticking?
I know. Because so kiddo, like you gotta leave. Oh my God, lift your iron off the mat.
It fell. I had it right up.
So kiddo, you gotta press it like where I
think
stitched.
about that much.
We might need some remedial ironing help. Okay, so I am going to go ahead and sew this together. And again, I'm going to apply common law quilting knowledge that HST means half square triangles. So in the next, it says repeat to make 4 HST units. So I'm going to go ahead and sew. I'm sorry, what now?
Or horse socks made of titanium.
Horse socks made of titanium.
There's not really MO, but it's funnier. And I thought it was horse and socks, and I couldn't think of any way to after that.
Horse socks. Okay. So I feel like we're going to get comments in this video about what HST should stand for.
Yes, do that.
Right?
Do that.
What should, if you were new to sewing and you read the Chatgpt instructions, what would you assume HST meant if not half square triangle? Okay.
Or
so
no. We should do, what do you think HST is? Wrong answers only. And then we'll read our favorite one in the next video.
Yes, I love that.
Okay. Make sure to post your comments and then
we'll
say your name with it.
Okay, so again, I'm applying common quilting knowledge and I'm sewing my right sides together. I've chain stitched all 3 of them. Again, chain stitching is something I just common quilting knowledge. No,
that's not what ChatGPT said though.
Well, because it's
rule breaker over here.
I'm sure if I had asked you to give me a chain stitching tutorial, it probably could have done that. Okay, so press away, kiddo. You're pressing to the darker
First, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to grab your 1-inch thick metal chains.
All right, so what we have here is we have this. Now notice, because this is not a pre-cut cotton cuts block, it's got those little doggy ears. I bet you that's going to cause us a problem in a minute. So with cotton cuts, like we trim those little edges off. So you don't, I again, have not seen any of the shenanigans in a long time. Okay, so he's pressing them. And then it says step 2. Keep pressing. I'll read the next
step. I have these.
Create the diamond shapes. Now, I don't know about you quilters, but when I hear diamond shapes, I hear bias edges. It makes me very nervous. Okay. The first step says pair each white floral half square triangle with a white dark blue triangle. Wait, what? I'm lost. You have to catch up because it doesn't make sense. Here we go. This is where we fly off the tracks, people. Okay. So this is a half square triangle unit. And so it says pair each white / floral half square triangle, this guy, with a white / dark blue triangle to form a larger diamond shape. So in our stash of parts and pieces, we do not have any white triangles. So when it says to pair each white floral half square triangle with a white dark blue triangle to form a larger diamond shape. What?
Do what it says, Mom.
So to be clear, I'm looking at the finished block. These units don't actually touch any blue. Look, they don't actually touch any blue.
You sewed it.
All right. I want to make sure everyone can see this with me. Okay. So it is telling us to take this unit that we made here, which to be clear is in the center. It's the center pinwheel. And Chatgpt wants us to attach it to a blue. Okay. Did you burn your finger?
Slightly.
Okay. So,
I even said I'm hurt with it.
We're going to keep going.
When I said I was hurt, you didn't do anything about it.
You're fine. Okay. Fine. So what did you just say? Okay. Pair each with a white, dark blue triangle to form a larger diamond shape. Okay. So how... we didn't cut enough white pieces, right?
I told you the right amount to cut.
Yeah, so we cut it per the instructions, right? White, so we need four triangles. Guys, count up the triangles. There's actually 8 triangles in this block, right? Do you see 8 triangles? I see 2, 4, 6, 8.
You can go the unpopular opinion. I see 7.
We didn't cut enough white triangles.
No. ChatGPT said to cut that.
Okay. Yeah. So, okay. All right. So we have to keep going because we have to get to a finish. I understand this is like a major roadblock, guys. Like, we can't make the next piece because I think what it wants us to make is it wants us to, do you see, like, that's a half square triangle, right? And so here, I think it wants us to make this half square triangle to attach it to the piece we just made.
So logically,
we can't do it.
You know what we should do? You know what we should do? We should follow the instructions to a T.
2, 4, 6, 8.
Pair each white floral half square triangle with a white dark blue with a white/dark blue triangle to form a larger diamond shape. So logically, it's a tiny home.
He's made this shape because technically it does form a larger shape. If you do that, it forms a larger shape. Oh dear Lord. Okay, so
are you not entertained?
So I can tell you right now, we have not cut enough fabric.
We cut just the right amount.
We cut what ChatGPT said, but we did not cut enough. Okay, so pair each with a white dark blue triangle to form a larger diamond shape. So I am going to take it to its T, and I'm going to put those together, and it's technically a white blue diamond. Are you with me? Like, it's a white blue diamond. It's technically, to be clear, it's not even the right cut. It's not, this is going to be great. Okay, so I am going to sew these together, and I'm going to just, per the instructions, make a diamond, okay? So we're going to do that for all 4 of them. Well, wait, pair each. Okay, so we're supposed to form a larger diamond. I am forming a larger diamond. It didn't tell me what the diamond was supposed to look like, so I just made my
White had that. If we had that graph,
if we had those pressing instructions, if we had that diagram, we wouldn't have this problem. Clearly, Dominic, clearly. Okay.
That's science.
All right.
Deal with it.
Right. That's science. This is, so what we're proving right now is the benefits of like a pattern tester. I feel like our friends at Chatgpt, and I know we here internally sometimes call our
Sam Altman. You gotta get on top of this stuff,
right? Is that how did that one come out that way?
What did you do?
Oh, because I'm sewing it differently. Just kidding. Sorry, I thought we had magic for a second. We did not have magic. We just had my mistake, which happens in sewing all the time. Knowing what it is supposed to look like, I am consciously doing this incorrectly because I'm following what ChatGPT said. So I paired it. Align carefully, sew along the matching edges. I sewed them. Press seams open for a flat finish. Make 4 diamond units. Okay, so Dominic is going to press them open. Dominic, do you know what it means to press?
We didn't follow the instructions.
What do you mean we didn't follow the instructions? I've been following.
It said to press before you make 4.
But so again, because I'm a quilter, I just made the 4 all at once. So I want you to press those seams open. Do you know what that means?
Sure, why not?
Press them open because it's going to give us a flat finish when we don't even have enough parts to make this project.
How do we press? Always press open, like is
pressing
that, yeah.
open. So this is a good tutorial for everybody. So to press a seam open, you actually take the seam you just sewed, and it would be like this coming into your fabric. And normally if you're pressing it to one side, you're kind of flopping it over. To press it open, you press both seams open and you press it this way. I have done this once on a project. It was incredibly flat. I loved it. There's a lot of people who think it makes your quilts a little weaker. It absolutely does in some cases, depending on your use case.
So we're not really looking for durability
here. You're pressing both pieces to the light, pressing them to the dark, or you're going to press it open. And so Dominic has very beautifully pressed our incorrect seams open. So you see they're not pressed to either side, but they're pressed open. Well,
for those who can find that shape in here.
It's not.
We will. For those who can find this shape in here, we will gladly give you $10.
Okay, come on. Keep
Who wants
pressing,
to bet?
child.
Who
Keep
wants to bet
pressing.
that they can find it?
Okay, I don't know how we're going to finish. Again, we do not have enough fabric to actually make this block. Okay, step 3. So we made 4
we're not done with
step
step 2. We're not done.
I would say if I didn't know what I was doing, I have correctly made a diamond unit. I see a diamond with the white and the blue. I have made my 4 diamond units.
Oh, no.
Okay. What is going on? Pressing seams open is very hard. I was impressed that he did it on the first one. Let's see if he can do it 3 more times.
Oh, no.
But again, it would be much easier if we had a pressing diagram. All right. Step 3, assembling the quadrants. Attach the large blue triangle to a side of each diamond unit. All right, so it says attach a large dark blue triangle to the side of each diamond unit. So I am going to assume that my little guy is going to go right there. I would say that's correct.
Yep, that's right.
Yeah, I would say the letter of the law. It says attach a large dark blue triangle to the side of each diamond unit. So I'm going to do that. I think that is the right answer.
Logically.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to do that. And it says attach to the side of each diamond unit. So I am sewing all 4, Dominic. You ready?
Yes.
Okay. Again, the way this is working out, like if this was the right answer, you would have just left that piece as a square instead of cutting it on the hypotenuse to make a half square. All right, there's one. All right, again, because all I'm doing, guys, is this, which is what the instructions tell me to do, which was the square I just cut to make the half square triangle. Okay. All right. Bum, ba-dum, bum, bum. Oh, no. Okay, we're good. No problems. Okay.
When you have to say no problems, that usually means there's a problem. Because when you feel the need, you've already done something wrong.
Yeah, by the time, oh no. Machine. Sorry. And of course, because these points are super narrow and the fabric is fine, it's getting sucked in the machine, but that's okay. That's why we've got.
You're gonna have a blister
because you touched your finger to the iron. Yes, it's probably.
It was accidental.
You did burn your finger. Do you need ice? Like, do we need to ask the audience to send you ice because your mom's and lets you use an iron unsupervised, even though you've been using an iron for many years?
If anyone can be in.
I bet you we're gonna. Are there ice emojis? Go ahead and put an ice emoji out there for Dominic. Okay.
As well as what do you think HST stands for?
The incorrect HST version.
Yes. Okay. Wrong answers only.
All right. So I have attached the large dark blue triangle to the side of each diamond unit. I think that is a correct definition of it.
Those who can't see it, pay more attention.
Now, it does
just
not
look
tell
harder.
me. So, one of the things I like about our patterns is we're very diligent and deliberate about telling you how to press, because pressing is important. As we've said, we would love that pressing diagram one day. Chatgpt, thank you so much. The next instructions do not tell us to press before we do the next thing.
It says press seams toward the dark blue fabric.
No, you skipped a step. You skipped a step. It says
no. We already made that.
No, sew the light aqua blue squares. You skipped a step. Okay, so it says attach this. Step 2, sew the light aqua squares to the corresponding corner units. 2 will have aqua squares. What?
Wait, but
okay, we're gonna break this down because we are going to make a block.
Okay, so what's gonna happen? We're gonna sew the light aqua squares. So we're gonna take these. This is going here to the corresponding corner units. Where are the corner units?
What is a corner unit? There's no corner unit.
I would say that since the corner is blue, we sew it to the blue.
No. So this is okay. So it says, so the light aqua squares to the corresponding corner units. 2 will have aqua squares. Now, to be clear, all 4 corners have aqua squares.
No, you're missing the point. The corner is actually blue.
It doesn't have the frame. It does not have the frame. Hold on. Give it a minute. Okay, so Dominic, you're going to have to figure out, what are we doing with these aqua squares?
I think, hold on, hear me out. Okay. Since this matches up, these match up like this, we logically put it on top.
But then...
No, because if you look closely, these match each other, and this matches that.
So you're just sewing it on top of the blue? You're just going to make an L?
Yes.
Oh my God. Okay.
No, because if you make an L matches up. We are
defying all sorts of quilting logic. Okay, so because I haven't pressed these yet, because I wasn't told to. So to the corresponding corner units. So you just want me to float that right there?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Oh, by the way, it doesn't say to press this part.
It does not.
There's been no pressing of this.
Okay, so what? And also, so not only
just fold in the cheese.
So I am realizing now, because we're learning as we go.
It's a learning curve.
We only cut 4 of the white and 4 of the flower. So we don't even have these 2 pieces cut at all. They are not cut. So we've got these. I can't go backwards on the camera.
Not with that attitude.
Can you point to the white and the flower that we're missing? We're missing that and that on all 4 sides. It didn't even give us the instructions.
We're also missing the border and this.
It didn't even, the border's gone. That was fun. That was a fun surprise. Mm-hmm. But it didn't even tell us to make the pinwheel right. It's so sad.
Wait, why? Hold on. What's wrong with the pinwheel? Let's lay this out. Hold on.
The pinwheel isn't even going to work.
Wait, where's the
We can't even make a pinwheel.
No, we can't.
No, we can't. You're going to make a pinwheel? You're going to save it and make a pinwheel? There's not enough fabric, dude.
Not with that attitude.
Okay, so he's making a pinwheel. Mind you, there is nothing in the instructions about this. Okay, so
behold my master.
Okay, all right, stop. Okay, so we're gonna sew this. We're gonna sew what you've laid out, because we need to have a block for the show. And so what we're gonna do
is a strong word.
I'm gonna attach it here.
No, we have to no, because it's like this. It has to go here.
Okay. I need you to put the aqua where you want it to be.
People of science are quite good at this.
All right, so I need you to put the aquas to where you want the aquas to be. You're actually checking the instructions for what we've done, because it's not good, gang. All right.
All I know is I've underlined aqua squares.
All right, so per Dominic's instructions, we are going to attach our aqua squares like this. And it's going to make a pinwheel in the middle. So at least we're preserving, as best we can, the pinwheel. But to be clear, that was not in the instructions. Is that even common law quilting knowledge at that point? Like, can we do that?
Who said this is common?
Okay, so that's what that pinwheel looks like. Okay, then I'm going to sew this one together. And again, there's no pressing on these half square triangles that we've put back to square.
Absolutely none.
0.
This is going to turn out great.
I am super optimistic about this block.
Well, you know what's probably going to happen? We're going to get to a step that we just physically can't do.
We've already got to steps we physically can't do.
No, because we are literally in the process of doing them.
To be clear, this is not right, people. Okay. All right. So that's the second one.
Hold on.
Give me the third here. Okay. Hold on. What are you doing?
I was looking ahead and I'm reading something. It says trim to that, but then once we're done with that, it'll be that, and that is not equal to that.
It's okay. We'll cover that, because that is actually correct. It's one of the few things that's actually correct in this pattern. And I think so. I think part of the fault is, like, we put in these prompts. We were so excited about
nothing else works. We could just try fancy stitches. That machine does that.
Okay, stop. All right, so I think we didn't actually read the pattern ahead of time. Clearly, we didn't read it ahead of time.
But no, if we read this ahead of time, this would have been a much different story.
But I don't think. But I mean, the patterns always tell you to read all the steps before starting, and like only about 20% of people actually.
But not this pattern. This pattern didn't.
This pattern didn't tell us to read all instructions before starting.
You just copy and pasted it into Word and printed it.
Wrong. Okay. All right. So I've sewed all the units. So the light aqua squares to the corresponding corner units. 2 will have aqua squares. I still don't know what that means.
Actually, the only thing wrong with this right now is the these. This. Yeah.
It's missing fabric, Dominic.
We haven't gotten to that stuff yet.
Okay. All right. So I still don't understand what 2 will have aqua squares means. Because we cut 4 aqua squares. The finished block has 4 aqua squares.
Okay. Hear me out.
Oh, gosh.
Logically, it means 2 pieces, right? So two different pieces, 2 different sections.
2 halves will have 2 squares?
No, 2 halves will have aqua squares. Therefore, if all of these 4 have aqua squares, 4 is divisible by 2.
Okay. He needs to stop talking.
No. This is we sew this into 2, so therefore 2 will have aqua squares.
Stop. Okay. So what this says is, because we're on track, press seams towards the dark blue fabric for contrast.
Wait, which dark blue contrast?
So who has ever seen a pattern with pressing instructions that say press towards the dark blue fabric for contrast? So let's do that. You get on that.
I'll try.
Press towards the dark blue for contrast. Okay. So step 4 says join the quadrants. So we have quadrants. We have 4 units here. And the first step we've done, it says lay out the 4 quadrants in their correct positions. Now that the bold part we got, lay out the 4 quadrants in their correct positions, we cannot physically do. So Dominic, I think we've hit that point where we physically cannot do it. And then it says, sew the top 2 quadrants together, then the bottom 2. Press seams open or to one side for nesting. So it doesn't explain what nesting is, and it doesn't tell us what one side is because, again, we don't have a pressing diagram. Join the 2 halves together. Press the final seam open to reduce bulk. Okay. That's typical. I feel like those instructions with some minor editing are how we've done a lot of our floral states blocks. Now, mind you, we've given you all the fabric. We don't short you fabric, and we make it make sense logically to put together. But that joining the quadrant step is actually pretty accurate if the quadrants were correct from the beginning. How is this pressing to the blue? That's actually very hard to do because now we have a Y seam. And so now we have a lot of bulk. He's still working on pressing the first one over here. How's it going, ironing boy? The boy who sews is working with the iron.
It's not great. This is why I called it.
It's not great. It's not great. Okay.
Okay. Wait, no. So I didn't. I only got half. Sorry.
So it says you're supposed to press it towards the dark blue. You pressed it towards the aqua.
No, I didn't.
Reverse. Do it again. Do it again. Okay. All right. So this is a lot of fun. So we were totally hanging out. It is after hours. So you're not hearing, Rosie the Riveter go in the background. You're not hearing
our noisy neighbors.
You're hearing because we border kind of a gymnastics studio. So every now and then you hear kids that are loud. It's fine. It's after hours.
And we also kind of border an airport. Minor
we
one, though.
do, but they know about the airport because they hear about the planes all the time. Okay. So we have 1 unit done.
I'm not going to split.
So
I'm not going to split the second
wonky because he's been pressing this seam towards the dark blue. And so this is what the front of our unit looks like. Let me get that thread off of there. So this is what the front of our unit looks like. And it is laid out. And so I am proud of Dominic because, he took the challenge of we're going to at least have a pinwheel. And he's going to make a pinwheel. I'm actually impressed, Dominic. This is good work.
Sure.
Okay. So I'm going to attach the top 2 quadrants together.
Sure, Mom. You do.
Hey, these seams nest. It's totally an accident. But as I lay the 2 pieces together that I'm going to sew, which to be clear are not correct, the seams actually nest. So I feel good about that. I feel like I'm hitting the, nesting the seams sentiment of this assembly step.
All right. Quick problem. If you'll look over here, when I am pressing towards the blue, it also makes the flowers fold.
It's not great. Okay. All right. I've got the left and right sewn together. You got to catch up, kid.
Hey, I'm trying. I'm vigorously working.
This is going to be amazing. So I actually, when I started this project and I was like, I gave Paula this idea. I'm like, I really want to do Chatgpt as a quilt pattern instructor and see how close it is. Because when you print this out, this is impressive. Like this looks like a quilt pattern you would find in a quilt shop. And
when you actually like think about it, it makes zero sense.
Yes, it does not
minor holes.
It does not super work. So I actually
But at least it looks real.
I had super high hopes for this. When you look at this, if you're a newbie, you're going to think you're actually going to be able to make a quilt from this. And so clearly what we've learned is that Chatgpt has a lot more to learn about this, right? This is a creative process.
Giving us the right amount of fabric.
I know. Well, pattern creation is a creative job, right? And that's not what Chatgpt does well. Ooh. I think in this case, it's pretending to do the job well, which is a valiant...
Fake it till you make it.
It's a valiant effort. Calm down. It's a valiant effort. But at the same time, it does have a ways to go. Yeah. Okay, so I'm sewing the bottom quadrants together. Again, there are 4 pieces. They are in a quadrant, and I am sewing them together. This is going to be amazing, Dominic. I am proud of you for accepting the challenge of completing the pinwheel. Did you press that guy?
No.
Yep, and make sure you press it the opposite direction of this guy.
What?
Yeah.
So I'm pressing you towards... that side.
Here, I can help you with this part. This is not something Chatgpt can tell you. So you press that one that way. So this one has to go the other way. Yeah. So the seams nest. Again, we're gonna common law quilting knowledge. We know what nesting seams mean and do, and so we're gonna press it so the intersecting seams at our pinwheel nest. And I'll be able to tell him in just a few seconds here if that's actually correct. So let's see here. Man, we made something tonight. You did not nest the seam. That one needs to go the other way.
I thought...
it's okay. You're not the first time that someone's pressed something in a direction that doesn't quite make sense.
Just so hard.
But this is an amazing outcome because as much as I wanted this to actually make the block, I'm actually excited that it didn't and that it made something so just obnoxiously silly that it demonstrates the value of what pattern designers do today. And, you can pick this up and you can make this. Like, as I've gone through it the first time and seen it, like I can go back through and make this block again. But guys, that's an advanced skill. Like that's not something that Chatgpt is going to be able to do. Even if I told them what was wrong with this pattern, they still wouldn't be able to make it right. And so, we talked about the dog ears early on. And so I'm going to show you, like, that's the inside of my pinwheel right there. It's got all that bulky fabric because at no point did the pattern tell me to actually cut those dog ears. All right. So I'm sewing the top and the bottom quadrant together now, right? That's what it says, Dominic. So the top and the bottom quadrant together.
Halves.
Sure. Top and bottom halves. Oh, because it's not a quadrant anymore because it's only 2 pieces. So it is a half. Thank you.
That's our maths.
That's our maths. That's our maths from our Englishes.
It's better than yours is grammar.
Bring it all back to the beginning. Okay.
In that case, grammar is obviously a preposition.
Okay, so you get to press that, and then you're going to do the big reveal. I'm going to show. Well, wait. So what it says then? It says final trimming and finishing, and so it says trim the block to 8.5 by 8.5 if necessary. Can we get it to 8.5 by 8.5?
Well, 8.5 by 8.5 implies that it's a complete block.
Yes, that implies it is. There's a big assumption in there that we actually made something that's square. So once it's sewn into a quilt, it will finish at 8 inches square with a 1/4 inch seam allowance. That is absolutely true. If it was indeed an 8.5 by 8.5 inch square, it would finish at 8 inch with a 1/4 inch seam allowance, which comes back to my prompt because I asked it to make an 8 inch finished block. Okay, so first we're going to start with what we told it to make. So we told Chatgpt to make this. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
All right. We followed the instructions to the T. But we applied some common law quilting knowledge that you and I both know.
Like what an HST is.
Okay, Dominic.
Are you ready to see? What is literally a pinwheel. If you're wondering, there's no clear fabric in these gaps. No, it's
no,
just,
there's no fabric right here. There's no fabric right here either. So this is what we made, gang. Dominic, what do you think? I gave kind of my thoughts. What do you think here? What do you think?
It's certainly special.
It It's very abstract. I like and I appreciate doing this project with you, Dominic, because we both had a do not give up attitude on this. We wanted to get to something, and I feel like there were about 7 times where we could have probably given up and thrown this away.
Definitely made something.
We made something, but I appreciate the can do, like retaining the pinwheel in the middle, right? Because that was not something that ChatGPT put in there. That was something that Dominic put in with his own creative
and then
energy.
Using logic, we actually, if you align it, we put a lot of the parts in the same spot. We were just missing,
did not have enough fabric,
like half the fabric needed to actually make it.
Yes. But all right, this was fun.
Yes.
Do you want to do this again? Not tonight. We can do it again some other time. I think this is fun. Maybe we'll film some of these videos.
Yes, we will see if AI improves.
This was a lot of fun, you guys. I did a live video. I talked about the history of ChatGPT and some of its applications and some of the ways you could use it in everyday life. And then I showed you guys this block. And now you've seen the behind the scenes of how Dominic and I actually made it and some of the hilarity that ensued while we did this. Yes. The instructions, Paul is going to see. We'll see if Paula can get those to put those in the video or perhaps in the first comment so you guys can see the roadmap we went through. We did a really good job reading it out loud. But if you do want to see the prompts and the questions we asked, and maybe try it with you. So I would love to see blocks that you guys make using ChatGPT. That would be fun to kind of showcase some people who have used ChatGPT
also
to make blocks.
What do you think HST is?
And Dominic is going to check out your comments for what you think an HST is. Okay, so that is all for us. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. And all right, everyone have a fantastic time sewing, and we will see you later. Bye now.
Bye.
Bye. And cut. Thank you so much for watching our video. We have so much fun making these, and we hope that you were both delighted and inspired by what you just watched. This video was sponsored by Cotton Cuts. Cotton Cuts is your one stop for all the best fabric and thread memberships. Love fabric? We've got you covered. Love thread? We've got you covered. We get that no 2 quilters are cut from the same cloth, which is why our memberships are as unique as you. We also have the largest block of the month in the world. Over 4,000 detectives solve our puzzle mystery quilts every year, and you can join them. Simply go to cottoncuts.com to learn more about all the awesome and fun things that we're doing. And don't forget to hit like and subscribe to make sure you get all of our new, fresh content every time it comes out. Thank you so much. Happy sewing enthusiasts, and we will see you soon. Bye now.